Hey guys, it's Jake from Memory Cards, and today I'm bringing you a review of God Wars: The Complete Legend on the Nintendo Switch. If you enjoy the review and enjoy our content, why not leave a like and subscribe? It really helps us out. Let's get into the review.
Kaguya.
God Wars: The Complete Legend is a tactical strategy role-playing game for the Nintendo Switch. Originally released as God Wars Future Past on PlayStation 4 and PS Vita in 2017. As per the majority of NIS America games being ported over to the Switch, The Complete Legend has all of the previously released DLC, which includes Labyrinth of Yomi as well as the base game and its DLC. Alongside the DLC comes updates to the game's mechanics. In God Wars, there isn't really a main character. The main group that you play with are Kintaro, Kaguya, Hanasaka, and Kuma. Over the roughly 100-hour package, you'll come across many characters, some of which are, well, as the game's name implies, gods. The story starts off quite predictably. Kintaro catches wind that Kaguya, the princess of Fuji, is next in line to be sacrificed to appease the angry gods. When Kintaro reaches Kaguya, their plan is swiftly set into action, and they have to leave everything behind and outrun the many people being sent to retrieve them. You and your group then set out across Mizuho.
Save the
princess.
Save the world!
Despite the story feeling cliché and predictable at times, the game does a fantastic job of mixing real Japanese lore, which is based on the ancient text Kojiki, which is Records of Ancient Matters, a collection of myths, early legends, songs, genealogies, oral readings, and semi-historical accounts down to the year 641. The little tidbits of lore stemming from the Kojiki are more interesting than the game's main story itself. A lot of the dialogue between characters didn't really seem to fit the background that they had, or the overall feel that the game tried to deliver. One of which is when you meet up with Katsuragi, and he proclaims that he will beat you up when he is angered. It just comes off as childish and cheesy, especially given that the game is set in the past. People would not have conversed like this.
Katsuragi, こいつは多分そう言うんでね。
正気で堀氏どもを殴ったり蹴ったりしてたってのか?
Kintaro, you're not going.
I don't like to fight.
God Wars also gives a player the option to play the game with either English or Japanese voiceover. The game felt a lot more enjoyable than the Japanese VO. The English VO just didn't seem to convey the emotion that the rating was portraying. The music in God Wars does its part well, crafting the feeling of being in ancient Japan. The music that plays on the overworld is incredibly infectious. However, the music during battle is okay, but it loops way too often. All in all, the music fits the setting, but doesn't leave you with many tracks that are instantly recognizable. So, the main draw to God Wars is the gameplay, and while the battles are fun, they feel like they take way too long to reach a conclusion, especially in the early game. But that's mainly due to the fact that you don't have many people in your party. As you progress through the game and gain more party members, level up, etc., this becomes less of an issue, as you have more raw firepower on your team as a whole. The battles are traditional in the sense that you have your normal grid layout. Certain characters move more spaces, others are slower and can't move as far. Archers and casters have a much bigger range for their attacks. All the normalcies that you'll find in a Fire Emblem or Disgaea are here as well. When attacking an enemy unit, the game will show you the percentage that you have to hit that target, what your chances of doing a critical attack are. The lack of an overhead camera on the battlefield feels incredibly weird. It led to a few instances of moving a character to the wrong tile, which is quite frustrating. Alongside the battle system, there is a great job system. None of these things are entirely unique to the game, but they work to create a great battle system as a whole. You have skill trees which allow you to customize each character to the style you think they should fit. Each character has access to jobs like warrior, archer, magician, etc. But they also have jobs that are only unique to them, such as Kaguya's Mochizuki, Kintaro's Moribito, and Katsuragi's Tatara. Graphically, God Wars is not that great to look at. The textures are muddy, the character models look like they were done incredibly quickly, the art style chosen for the character portraits on the other hand are amazingly done. They look like they're straight out of an anime. It seems like they went for a more realistic graphical style when you're on the battlefield. If this review wasn't prefaced with an introduction stating the game was also on the PS Vita, you'd definitely be able to tell from looking at the game during a battle. Everything from the muddy textures to the oddly underwhelming effects that play while using various skills. This game visually will not last in your mind, outside of the great character portrait artwork. God Wars does, however, deliver a world soaked in Japanese myth and lore, which is what it seems to kind of set out to do. Sadly, that seems to be one of the only unique things that it does. Despite having a great, albeit not that unique, job system, coupled with a great skill tree that allows for further customization, God Wars does very little to separate itself from the pack. Its dated graphics and mediocre dialogue takes a big hit on the overall package. It isn't the worst strategy or tactical RPG game ever, but it just doesn't have the same allure as a Disgaea or a Fire Emblem.